Yeah, I think we ought to take Slim and Richard off of our roster. They haven't worked for the last 2 years. And actually, neither one of them's in shape to work, so I think we need to take them off. That way we can replace them with someone else.
Harold, cross street.
Harold and Richard Boone. I make a motion, we take Slim and Richard off there.
Can you say his real name?
Harold.
Harold Wiseman.
Yeah, Harold Wiseman and Richard Boone.
Is there a second to the motion?
Yeah.
Do roll call. Dan?
Yeah.
Ben?
Yep.
Don?
Yeah. Okay, I got another one here. We had a park committee, and Vicki was on it. And I got mad because when the park committee was formed, I thought it was to take over the work I was doing. I cleaned the building, I moved the park, I've always done it. The park committee didn't do it, I was still doing it. So I got mad and I come in and said they wasn't doing nothing. And I shouldn't have done it because Vicki did. Vicki was probably the only one that really done it. And she helped get the new playground stuff. But what gets me, we put the playground equipment in, out of the park committee. Vicki was there every day. Suzanne over here, who passed away, she was over there. Who else was there? There's only 2 park committee, and Barb and Harold sat on the porch over here. They never come over and help the kids. And it's just like the building right now. I clean it, I move the park. So I think Barb ought to be taken off of there. And someone, one of the trustees is a clerk, and I talked to Jenny, she said she'd do it, needs to collect the money. They'll just have to get someone to clean it and move, workers. But it's just like this house over here that they got. They moved into another house. He fixed that house up with taxpayer money. Now they're renting it out. So the township doesn't need someone like that tied with them. That's why I say take her off of there. So I make a motion with you can either do away with the park committee or start a new one. Actually, there isn't anyone hardly left on it.
No, Vicki, you did a
Robin,
good job and appreciate it.
Yeah, Robin and Barb's the only 2 I think left on it. But yeah, Vicki, she was here for everything. When we built it, she was here. She wheelbarrowed, she shoveled. She was actually the only one that really helped us, and she's here every day. And we appreciate it. You know, that's we had volunteers. You know, told everyone there's people come in that never, you know, they don't use it. So we had a lot of help. Jenny and her whole family was here, and but I think the park committee needs to be abandoned and a new one start, or however. But I think Barb ought to be taken off of there. I make a motion we take Barb Wiseman off of the park committee.
Well, I think, yeah, I think the clerk should be more in charge of the park, know the funds and know who's renting and things like that.
Yeah.
Was there a second to the motion to take Barb off park committee?
I'll second.
Yeah, I got several things here. I'm not gonna be here.
Let me do
Okay.
roll call. Dan?
Yeah.
Ben?
No.
Don?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be in here much longer, but I've been here for 30 years. I've always took care of the park, the building, any truck maintenance, building maintenance, any of that. If they're out plowing snow and we break down, we can't go home, we gotta fix it. We gotta fix it so we can use it the next day. I order the cinders, I take care of all that, or I always have. And it, you know, I'm not just saying that I do it all, but I have. And so another thing I wanted to get straight, Chorpenning in here, but it's like he put the beacon, I took money out of the park committee, which they worked hard to get to paint the building. It's not true. It come out of our maintenance fund. I didn't bother the park committee, and it wasn't just me. You know, Jenny one meeting said, I think it needs painted. It hadn't been painted for, I don't know, 15 or 20 years. I painted the first time. And then we had some girls come in and decorate it. So it was time, it was maintenance. So that was a lie. I didn't just take their money. And the thing is, the only money that has come in is from Easter. And when we have that Easter auction, we always donate a couple of cakes, some cookies. I mean, we donate to everything. So it wasn't the park's money. And the seniors, we've always let them use it, which is fine. But we made a resolution with the guy that has the auction. Anytime someone's going to make money, the township should. The seniors sell food and make money. But we don't see any of them. So
Who gets the money from renting the building for the auction, when the auctioneer pays?
we get the money from the
The
auctioneer.
township gets it.
Yeah. And but that's the only money in there is from renting the building. So, you know, that's and then Step wrote in the paper why I didn't drop off township insurance. Well, I couldn't. I did. I dropped both of it. I had it all set up, and I got a letter here from Jeff Chorpenning, wrote Fox, telling him that I was dropping off, and that was illegal. It would have saved the township about $500 a month. I would have got, my insurance would have been like $350, and I would have got reimbursed from my Medicare. So it would have saved the township about $500 a month. Fox sent me a letter, that was an intern change. I couldn't do it. And I got a letter here from the Attorney General, which was Quarter, and he said the same thing. So that's why I didn't drop off of it. I couldn't. It's an intern change. And I've got a letter from Fox and Quarter that whatever you come in office with is what you go out with. So there's no change. So I wanted to make that clear, and just like I put some things in the beacon that never got printed. So I guess unless you're a special buddy, you don't get it printed. But he didn't print part of mine. I talked to a couple other people that he didn't print theirs. So as far as I'm concerned, the paper, he's supposed to be non-partial, but he showed partial. No, he's not. And a guy like that ought to be run out of town. But now, Chorpenning said that I had the highest insurance. Well, I didn't. I've got the paper here, it shows. And since he put in there that he tried to get the insurance dropped the last time, we wouldn't do it. The only time you can do it is when you start. Dan and Ben is locked in for the next 2 years for what they got. So if, I think they should have the insurance companies come and check and see what would be the best. And then 2 years from down the road, if they get elected, you know, they'll have to go with it. But that's about all I got. So. But it just, the way the beacon made me sound like a crook. Now, I really wasn't. The township pays 100% of the trustees' insurance. They didn't pay my 100%. I paid 100 of it myself. Because, and, you know, we paid Bill Davy and his wife's Medicare because we had that letter, and it said we could, or we thought it did. But there's a little piece on there that says you cannot, which we all missed. So it is past practice, but the thing is, I'm not the only one in the state. There's so much mix-up in that, and Jeff knows that. He was up to the meeting too. We all went to it in Columbus. They passed a House bill, I think it was 485, because the insurance was so messed up. Other townships and trustees was getting reimbursed the wrong way. They also passed a bill that anyone that already reimbursed the township was to get that money back. See, and when I talked to Mary Taylor, they wanted to know who told me I had to pay it back. And I said, well, one of the trustees, and she said, he's nobody. She says, we'll tell you. So that's why I never paid it back, because I was never found guilty. And so I, you know, it's one of those things. But, I didn't do that intentionally. As past practice, we'd done it. We figured that was all right. And, but I sure caught a lot of hell with it. So, but I've had a good 30 years. I'm going to retire. I don't have to go out in the snow. Same money. My insurance is paid for life for me and my wife. Plus they reimburse me because Pierce pays Medicare back. So they're reimbursing me, which is what the township should do. So, anything I can do to help anyone, let me know. And I'll be around.
No, I'll see you out there trying to sweat my mushrooms.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. You don't have any new business?
You guys, I think we have enough center stuff over here.
Yeah.
Get through this one.
I ordered salt, they're supposed to call you or Jack the day before it comes.